morning. My name is Swanendu Sarangi and I have completed my bachelor's in dental surgery from Punjab University, Chandigarh, and I aspire to be a zoology faculty in the field of medical coaching entrances. Today, the topic which we are going to discuss is one of the important topics from the chapter of blood and circulation of class 11 zoology, and the topic is erythroblastosis fetalis, which is also referred to as RH incompatibility. Now, what is RH antigen, or what is RH incompatibility, or what is this erythroblastosis fetalis is all about, that we will discuss in the today's lecture. So, starting with the lecture, first we will see what is RH factor, which leads to this RH incompatibility. So RH factor is an antigen, that is the RH antigen, which is present on the surface of RBC. The RH antigen is present on the surface of RBC. And the person carrying this antigen in their blood group, and the person carrying this antigen in their blood group are called as RH positive individuals. And the persons who do not have this RH antigen on the surface of the RBC, they are called as absent, RH antigen absent, so they are called as RH negative individuals. Now you have to remember one thing, that the RH positive factor or the RH positive factor or the RH positive antigen carrying individuals, their genetic combination is dominant as compared to the RH negative individuals. So whenever a RH positive individual mates with a RH negative individual, the progeny which will be formed will all carry the RH positive antigen in them, because RH factor is a dominant factor as compared to the RH negative factor. Now this RH factor was discovered by Karl Landsteiner and Wiener. So Karl Landsteiner and Wiener were the two scientists who discovered the RH antigen on the surface of the RBC for the first time. Now what we have learned till now, that the RH antigen RH factor is nothing but the presence of the RH antigen on the surface of the RBC, and the individuals who have this RH antigen in their blood group are called as RH positive individuals, and the individuals who do not have this RH antigen on their blood group are called as the RH negative individual. Also, we have also made a point that the RH positive genetic combination is dominant than the RH negative genetic combination is dominant than the RH negative genetic combination. So this was a brief introduction about what RH factor is, so that we can understand the RH incompatibility or the erythroblastosis fetalis in a better way. I hope you have understood up to now. So please note down for some time this short introduction on the RH factor, and then we will move on to discuss what RH incompatibility is. So I hope you guys have noted it down. Now, moving on to the next segment of the topic. Now this RH incompatibility or the erythroblastosis fetalis, and this condition or this pathology develops when a RH positive male marries a RH negative female. So when the father Now what will happen? We will see. Suppose the Rh positive male marries the Rh negative female. The Rh positive male marries the Rh negative female. Now what will happen? They will have their first child, the first pregnancy. So if we talk about the first pregnancy of this couple, this we are talking about the first pregnancy of the couple. The mother is Rh negative, but as we have discussed that the Rh positive gene is dominant over the Rh negative gene. So whenever a Rh positive man or father mates with the Rh negative mother, the child or the fetus will always have the Rh positive antigen dominant than the Rh negative antigen. So as in this case, the mother or the female is Rh negative, the father is Rh positive, so that means the fetus is Rh positive, because the Rh positive antigen, as we have talked about, or the Rh positive gene is dominant over the Rh negative gene. Now, this Rh negative gene and the Rh positive gene are present in the blood group or the RBCs of the fetus and the mother respectively. Now, as we know that whenever a foreign antigen is injected into the body of an individual, the body's immune system develops antibodies against it. In this case also, the Rh factor or the Rh antigen is present on the surface of the RBC. So whenever a Rh negative individual is exposed to a Rh positive blood group, the body of that Rh negative individual forms antibodies against the Rh antigen present on the surface of the RBC of the foreign blood. But in this case, as the fetus is residing in the womb or in the body of the mother, the Rh positive blood group of the fetus and the Rh negative blood group of the mother has a chance of intermixing. But during the first pregnancy gestation period, that is the period when the fetus is developing, during that period, the blood of the fetus and mother is separated or prevented from mixing. This is separated or prevented from mixing due to the presence of placenta. So during the gestation period of the first pregnancy, the Rh negative blood of the mother doesn't mixes with the Rh positive blood of the fetus due to the presence of the placenta. The placenta separates the two blood from each other, but during the delivery or during the parturition of the first pregnancy, during the parturition or during the delivery of the first baby of this couple, what happens? Now, during the delivery of the first baby, the Rh negative blood group of the fetus, the Rh negative blood group of the fetus gets exposed to Rh negative blood group of mother. Rh positive blood group of the fetus gets exposed to the Rh negative blood group of the mother during parturition of first pregnancy. So the Rh negative blood group of the mother gets mixed with the Rh positive blood group of the fetus during parturition of the first pregnancy. Now, when this exposure happens, that is, as I have said earlier, the Rh negative blood group coming in contact with the Rh positive blood group. The Rh positive blood group will have the Rh antigen on the surface of the RBC, which acts as a foreign body for the body of the mother or the immune system of the mother. So when the Rh positive blood is exposed to the Rh negative blood of the mother's body's immune system will treat it as a foreign body, will treat the Rh antigen present on the surface of the fetal RBC as a foreign body and will form antibodies and will form antibodies against Rh antigen. The mother's body immune system will form antibodies against the Rh antigen. ठीक है, ठीक है सर. पहला प्रेगनेंसी हो गया. प्रेगनेंसी होने के बाद, बेबी डिलीवर होने के बाद, after the delivery of the first baby, the antibodies are formed. Now, there is no harm to that baby because that is already delivered. वो तो ऑलरेडी दुनिया में आ चुका है. तो फिर इससे फिर ये चीज़ कैसे हो रही है अभी बता. Let's discuss why this pathology or why this phenomenon is happening. Now, remember that the mother's blood or the mother's body have developed antibodies against the Rh antigen. Now, during the second pregnancy of this couple, again the Rh positive male, the Rh negative female, the Rh positive father, the Rh negative mother, Rh factor dominant, fetus will be Rh positive and mother, as we said, is already Rh negative. So during the second pregnancy, what will happen? These antibodies which were formed against the Rh antigen in the mother's blood, this antibody will leak into the fetal by placenta. As we know that there are some antibodies which can cross the placental barrier. So as the antibodies are formed against the Rh antigen in the mother's blood, so during the second pregnancy, these antibodies, याद रखिए, remember the blood is not getting mixed. The antibodies from the mother blood are getting leaked into the fetus by the placenta. Now what will happen? Now these antibodies are against the Rh antigen. The Rh antigen are present on the surface of the fetal RBC because the fetus is Rh positive. Now what will happen? Suppose this is our fetus in the mother womb. The fetus has a RBC. For example, the fetus has these RBCs, and all these RBCs, as the fetus is Rh positive, have Rh antigen on their surface. So all these RBCs are fetal RBC, and as the fetus is Rh positive, so all these RBCs will have Rh antigen on their surface. Now what will happen? The antibodies present in the mother blood, as we said, leak into the fetus by the placenta and goes into the fetal bloodstream and attack the fetal RBC, because these antibodies are produced against this Rh antigen which is present on the surface of the RBC. So these antibodies from mother's blood attacks the fetal RBC containing the Rh antigen on the surface. Attacks the fetal RBC containing the Rh antigen on the surface. Now, as the fetal RBCs are attacked, it leads to the destruction of RBC and continuous destruction of the RBC will lead to collapse of the fetal circulation. As the circulatory system will collapse, as there will be lesser number of the viable RBC to carry oxygen in the fetal blood, so there will be reduced oxygen in blood, and continuous state of reduced oxygen will lead to collapse of the respiratory system, Now, collapse of the fetal circulatory system and the collapse of the respiratory system happens initially. Now, as there are less number of RBCs in the blood and the circulatory system has also collapsed, this will lead to anemia. And reduced oxygen in the blood, as we said already leads to the collapse of the respiratory system. Now, prolonged condition of these two symptoms will lead to death of the fetus. And this complete phenomena, is referred to as RH incompatibility, because it is incompatibility. It is developing due to the incompatibility between the RH negative fetal blood or RH positive fetal blood and the RH negative blood group of the mother. And this RH incompatibility phenomena is also referred to as erythroblastosis fetalis. Why this term erythroblastosis? Because erythro means blood, RBC, and blastosis means their destruction, because there is destruction of the fetal RBC happening in this pathology, in this phenomena, or in this disease. That's why it is referred to as erythroblastosis. And whose RBCs are getting damaged? The fetal RBC. So erythroblastosis fetalis. So RH incompatibility is also referred to as the erythroblastosis fetalis, and this complete phenomena explains that. Okay, so these are the couple. They have their first baby. The first baby obviously RH positive father, so the fetus will be RH positive because it is a dominant factor. The fetal blood and the mother's blood during the first pregnancy, during the gestation period, is separated by placenta. But during the parturition or during the delivery of the first pregnancy, the fetal blood get exposed to the mother's blood, or the mother's blood, better to say the mother's blood get exposed to the RH positive fetal blood and develops some antibodies against the RH antigen. Now, during the second pregnancy of this couple, the antibodies from the mother's blood leak into the fetal blood by the placenta. Now, after they leak into the fetal blood, they go and damage the RBC, because these antigens, RH antigen is present on the surface of the RBC, and the body and the antibodies produced against the RH antigen will go and directly attack the RBC and lead to the destruction of the RBC. The destruction of the RBC will lead to the collapse of the fetal circulatory system, which will lead to anemia. Secondly, due to the decreased increase in the number of the RBC, there will be decreased oxygen carrying capacity of the blood, which will lead to the collapse of the respiratory system as well. And prolonged condition of these two factors will ultimately lead to the death of the fetus. Now, with time, with evolution, with technology, and with the evolution of the science, we can deal with this condition as well. Now, how can we deal with this condition so that the electroblastosis fetalis doesn't happen and the couple doesn't need to lose their second child? What is the innovation that happens? During the gestation of during the parturition of the first delivery, during the parturition of the first baby, or during the delivery of the first baby, during delivery of first baby, within 24 hours, within 24 hours of delivery, within 24 hours of delivery of the first baby, the mother should be administered with anti-RH antibody supplements. During the delivery of the first baby, within 24 hours after the baby is delivered, the mother's blood should be supplemented. Either generally it is intravenous only, it is injected into the blood, anti-RH antibody supplements. Now, what these supplements do? This supplements prevents the formation of the antibody against the RH antigen in the mother's blood. Few examples of this supplement are Rogam. It is one of the most commonly used supplements to prevent RH incompatibility. So what happens is during the delivery of the first baby, within 24 hours of the delivery, if Rogam or anti-RH antibody supplement is injected into the mother's body will not form antibody against the RH antigen, and as a result, if the antibodies are not formed, then during the second pregnancy, this phenomena will not happen. If the antibodies will not reach to the fetal blood, then there will be no destruction of the RBC, there will be no collapse of the circulatory system, there will be no collapse of the respiratory system, and eventually the fetus will not die. And this complete phenomena can be avoided by just injecting a supplement into the mother's blood within 24 hours of the first delivery. So this summarizes our topic and makes us understand what happens in the topic, why it happens in the topic, because RH factor is dominant over the RH negative factor, and how it can be prevented. I hope you have understood the lecture and understood the topic completely and have no doubts as such in this topic. So today we conclude this lecture here only. Thank you.